Hey everyone, so today I been thinking about, well, I'm eating pizza yesterday with it being Lent. My family ordered some ham pineapple pizza and sausage and pepperoni, and I didn't eat it. But anyways, I purchased this rose a while back, and I didn't have a pot to transfer it to, so I got this flower vase that I thought was pretty cool, and I'm like, I'm just gonna put it in the vase, right? Well, I don't think it's suiting the plant. The plant, I don't think it likes it. I think it's too tight. I don't know, something about it. Like, I just have a feeling that the roots are not liking this base here. It probably doesn't have enough space for the roots to expand, so it needs another transfer. So today we're going to transfer this little roses that refuse to die but are like screaming for help to get them out of this base that is too compressed for them. So I found a bigger pot. It's outside, and I have everything we need to basically just transfer this beautiful white roses and hopefully witness them bloom to big, juicy, beautiful white roses. And so, yeah, I'm very excited to see what the roots look like. They look good. They're just very like all tangled up and they cannot like expand, right? So anyways, let me finish this pizza and then we'll go on outside and do it again. In this video, we are going to look at a rose pot that is being trapped and not able to grow due to not having enough space for the roots to really get nourished by the soil, right? We're going to compare that to a late bloomer and how this and a late bloomer go hand in hand. We're also going to be comparing the pot, right, with the late blooming, and we're also going, sorry, excuse me, I'm drinking pop. The original taste of Coke. Fire. But we're going to, what was I saying was, we're going to compare how, we're also going to compare it to, Jesus, I lost my train of thought. Okay, so I think I remember. Sometimes being a late bloomer is not as bad. We're going to discuss that. And why is it that a rose, a plant, can be compared to a late bloomer in a sense where, like, there's things that get in the way in life, right? And that's why it's a plant is blooming late. The environment. What happened? No, I just hit a little rock. There could be rocks in the way. There could be rocks preventing the roots to keep going down deeper to the soil. And that's what's stopping the growth of the plant, right? There's many things. And there's a saying that in Mexico that says, cuando un vaso se rompe, ¿qué pasa cuando un vaso se rompe? estoy segura si han escuchado, bueno, obviamente, no, obvio, pues no estoy segura, ¿verdad? Pero no sé si han escuchado el dicho. I'm not sure if you've heard the saying in Spanish. There's a saying in Spanish. I'm all here talking Spanglish. Like, I don't even know if I'm making this video in English or in Spanish. But, okay, so there's a saying in Spanish donde se dice, it says, like, taza rota. It's like caso cerrado means closed case, right? That means closed case in the court of law, right? Taza rota means broken cup. And what that represents, what that means in Spanish is like not everything is gonna last forever, right? Taza means a cup. It could be the taza, the cup, representing memories, everything, a cup of coffee, a gift, eventually gets either lost or stolen. People, it could represent, the taza can represent relationships. People, y'all get the gist. Well, I hope you get the gist. Well, taza rota means that before we get to that taza rota, either breaking, getting stolen, losing it, it's good to appreciate it and value it before taza rota, before caso cerrado, right? So I'm really excited to just break this taza, break the cycle of stuckness, plant it again, and then see what happens next. Okay, so this is honestly very like nerve-wracking to have to literally break a base, because it's gonna be, if I don't break it, then I'm gonna damage the roots when I pull out the, my rose plant. So I have to break this, and I'm like kind of like nervous about it. I don't know how to feel. Okay, so I'm thinking I'm gonna do it like right here. Okay, ready? It's so hard. Woo! OMG. It broke. It broke. It broke. And so we're gonna, okay, we have to be very careful because we don't want to get caught. And we want to be careful because we want to protect the roots. See, the roots are here. And I could see right now that they're not all the way dead. They're not. They're not all the way done. We're going to go inside and we're going to wash these up. Do the same as I've done in the past. Bleach them in a little bit of bleach. Soak them in a little bit of bleach. And then move on to the replanting. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and wash these up. And I've been wanting to do this for like ever. I just been putting it off, like letting go of that relationship, letting go of that desire or anything that you can think of, That's what I do when I take care of my plants. Because to me, plants hold energy. Look, this one was starting, like I said, look, like you could see that the plant, okay, so you see the rose here, it's there, it's been wanting to keep on growing, and you could see it's green here, but then over here it gets dark, and it's like, oh my God, like I can't breathe. It needs a bigger pot. And then the it's not all the way done. It's not. So definitely very excited to see how this plant eventually gets comfortable in its new habitat, aka pot. But it's the same thing here. It's green here. There's actually leaves here. But then as it goes down, It's dying because it's like, I can't grow in this pot. Let me out of here. Same thing with this one. We have the flower buds, the rose buds there. And the tips are not dead. It's just something here, which is the root. And that tells me that if you're feeling the same way as the plant, that means that something in your root chakra, right, is not, you have to release things, people, past relationships, energies. You know that us women, we hold memory here, right? And so with memories being stuck here in our root chakra from our past sexual partners, it's a problem for us women, right? Now, it's not only a problem for a woman, right? Because a man has a root chakra too. So that's why it's important that you pay attention. You know exactly the type of person that you're connecting with in that sense. Because it can affect, a woman can be very balanced from crown to root, all the chakras, right? I'll make it, if you want, there's 7 chakras, but when a woman can be aligned, right? And a man can be aligned, and then somebody comes and connects through the root, it can discombobulate the whole thing, the whole tree. The whole tree can be discombobulated. So it's important that we respect one another, the man and woman, not just, there's a lot of, it's a battle of the sex. Men say crap about women and women say crap about men, but at the end of the day, we're equally important for the well-being of both people involved in the relationship. And now, like I said, this is a root problem, right? I purchased this rose, this plant, and I nurtured it. I took care of it, but and like it was in a small little pot from, I think, Home Depot or Walmart. I forgot. And then I transferred it to the pot that I shared with y'all. And then I noticed that something wasn't right. So now I'm going to give it a different pot, fresh soil. What I forgot to do. I'm going to do things a little bit different. Something tells me I'm not going to put bleach on my plant today. Today, I'm going to be putting a little bit of cinnamon. Because I love cinnamon. Cinnamon, it has a lot of spiritual meaning. But cinnamon is, you can look it up. So we're going to soak it for a little bit. See how it's getting stuck. And we're going to go ahead and plant it like that. I'm not going to take it off. We're going to see what this is an experiment. Life is an experiment. So I'm thrilled to see what this is going to do with my rose plant. But back to the root chakras. Because I'm seeing that I have a root chakra problem. Because, something's not right. When I bought this rose, I'm like, something's not right. Maybe the last person that I connected with in my root was not balanced either. And he was discombobulated in his system, chakra system, right? It may not be the root, it could be something else. But once there's no balance, you have a problem. And so we're going to see, I'm about to tell y'all what the spiritual meaning of cinnamon. But before that, we're going to talk about how the root chakra, how it makes you feel unbalanced. So when the root chakra is not good, you feel like you're floating, like you feel like you're floating. You're supposed to be grounded, secure, right? And with groundedness and secureness, then you're able to grow strongly, purposefully. So, yeah. Now we're going to go ahead and see what the cinnamon, the spiritual meaning of cinnamon. So just to sum it all up, cinnamon is known in the spiritual world to bring about abundance, positivity. So that's what I want. I want a fresh start, and I want to make sure that this next season, which is spring, I grow strongly, purposefully, and divinely. I filled this pot way bigger with holes in the bottom so that the, rose can breathe, right? Sometimes when we're in relationships, when we're stuck in a dilemma, in an environment where we feel like we cannot breathe, we feel stuck, we don't feel comfortable, right? So that's what that's what I'm aiming to, or sometimes we feel, sometimes you feel like you are being held back from being your authentic self because the people that you're surrounding yourself with are not as I guess insecure, and all that stuff, all those negative feelings, they get attached to you. Sometimes you don't have to cut people off. You just gotta have to, mind your business, stay to yourself. A lot of times that's what I do. But anyways, if you feel like this video was helpful and you want to give it a try, I will be posting the rose from time to time to see how its growth is developing. But if you definitely want to you can relate to this video and you want to give it a try, absolutely go for it. Make sure that when you do it, you are talking about it, thinking about it, talking to your plant. Do prayers, but it's always about the intention. Always about the intention, and make sure that the intention is pure. Make sure the intention is good, so that the growth and whole process of this can unravel in a positive way. Anyways, this is Benevolent. All love. Bye. And to finish this up, don't let people in your divine temple, man or woman, girl or boy. Because once you do that, you let toxicity, unbalancing, unsureness, and you plant all this stuff inside of you. Now, I'm talking sexually connecting with someone. Sometimes you could just be talking to someone, texting them, talking to them on the phone, giving them your energy. That, my friend, bro and sis, because I don't like the word friend, bro, sis, is the same thing. Mamita, papito, it's the same thing. Because you should be focusing on yourself. Now, I'm not telling you to be alone, but I mean, from my experience, I think being alone is a lot better. Unless you for sure know that the individual that you're going to give your time to is on the same frequency in you, spiritually, physically, and mentally. And it takes a lot of time to figure that out. But a lot of times, with my experience, I've noticed that with just watching them from afar, you could see a lot. And you don't have to give them your energy or none, everything like that. You could just observe, observations over experimentations. And yeah, I hope this video helps, and I love you. Okay, I'm gone for real. Bye.